Hey, what's going on, YouTube Nation? Hey, this is the Lies You Tell, Uncle T. Hey, I'd like to thank all my subscribers and all my new subscribers. Thank you for your support. And like always, hey, hit that like button and hit that subscribe and that notification bell so you'll be notified when I send a new video out so that you can get it right to your box. This is what I like to talk about today. Have you ever had any experience with a narcissist? What about if your boss or your supervisor is a narcissist? How do you deal with an individual like that? How do you deal with a narcissist supervisor who think they are that and you're nothing? Well, today I want to talk to you about 10 signs your boss or your manager is a narcissist. Okay? First of all, we want to hit some key points before I go into it. A narcissist manager may exploit an employee without proper compensation, such as scheduling overtime without extra pay. Many narcissist managers love to be the center of attention and do so by dominating meetings, presentations, and phone conferences. Some narcissist bosses are extremely stingy with praise. Now, do you know anybody like that? Do you work for a boss like that or a manager? As always, YouTube Nation, let me talk to you. In the workplace, we have pathological narcissist managers can be insensitive and conceited and can exploit you. But the first one I want to get into is the narcissist manager or supervisor are insensitive to employees. A common sign of a narcissist manager is casual disregard for a staff's reasonable feelings and needs. Do you know anyone like that? Unless you're one of the favorites, what I like to say, the good old boys, or are you in the clique, you might not get that favorite, good side of the manager, I like to say, if you don't fall into one of those categories. Whether you're overstretched or have work issues or feeling ill or having a bad day, they are very insensitive. So what? It's not my problem, it's your problem. That's usually what they say. The narcissist manager may also exploit you without proper compensation or regard to your rights, such as scheduling overtime without extra pay or expecting you to use your personal vehicle for business ventures, or reimbursing you for using your own personal vehicle. That's number one, insensitive to employees. Number two, uses you as an extension of their selfish agenda. A narcissistic supervisor or manager. Another prevalent sign of a narcissistic boss is their tendency to exploit you for selfish needs above and beyond your job description. A lot of times the things that are not in your job description, but somehow you get those extra duties that are not part of your job. But they will exploit you and have you do those extra duties that you're not being compensated for, and that you will give you extra projects, extra assignments that is not a part of your job description. And then when you may bring it to their attention, this is just part of the duties that we need you to do, but they're not part of your job description, and you don't get the proper compensation or the proper acknowledgement. Next one, number 3, name and status dropper. This is a narcissist here who they'll tell you they went to a prestigious school. Hey, I went to Harvard. I went to Yale. And they are big about telling you about what schools they went to. Hey, I'm an accountant. I'm a controller. I'm a doctor. I'm a lawyer. I went to this school. I went here. I'm all that. Did you not know that I had my work with so-and-so, so-and-so? I worked at the White House. I did this. They don't have no problem flaunting their degrees, flaunting who they know, who they work with. They always want to seem important and blow themselves up or exaggerate themselves to other people. Number 4, you might be working with a narcissistic supervisor or manager if they are a spotlight hogger, likes to hear themselves talk. Many narcissistic managers love to be the center of attention, okay? And by dominating meetings, presentations, phone conferences, or email discussions. At these proceedings, they often like to remind people of their accomplishments. Okay? That's what they do. They like to want to be the center of attention. It's all about them whenever we have a meeting. Okay? Number 5, they're reluctant to give you credit. Some narcissistic bosses are extremely stingy with praise. They act as though if they offering and giving you praise would diminish their star power. Do you know anyone like this? When they do give credit, it's usually under the content of that it was because of their brilliant supervision over you is the reason why you were able to succeed, and why you were able to make those accomplishments is because they were overseeing you and their leadership. They may praise you only when they want something from you. No matter how hard you work, you're unimportant to them. You will simply be used, ignored, and they will neglect you. And your good performance threatens the narcissistic. She or he may do whatever it takes to take you down a notch. So your light or ability and power will always shine less brightly than theirs. So that may be anything. That may be for as a promotion, a raise, because you may be an outstanding employee. They will not give you the credit that you deserve. They will do, because they are narcissists, and you make them look bad. You make them, you anger them, and you make them feel bad. They're going to do everything they can to take you down a notch and keep you down, and you will never ever rise, because that's their job, to make sure that you stay down. Number 6, steal or take proportional credit. Certain narcissistic managers are notorious for stealing your ideas and your hard work. They will use your ideas to make themselves look good. They will not give you the credit that you deserve to say that, hey, this was Jane Doe's idea, and we worked together on this, but this was mainly her idea. She spearheaded it, and way to go, Mary Jo. Hey, let's give her a round of applause. No, they don't do that. They steal your ideas and say, hey, this is what I did, and this is what we done, and I told this to upper management, and this is what happened. So they get the pat on the back, but when they talk to upper management about the idea, they never say that it came from Mary Jo. They said they came up with the idea. Number 7, they break rules for ethical norms. Most narcissistic supervisors and managers feel that they're entitled. They feel that they are beyond reproach. They take shortcuts. They take small advantages of people. They take advantage of the system. They feel as though they are above the law. They can do whatever they want. They are exceptions to the rule. Number 8, they're sensitive to criticism. Blame others for failings. The narcissistic supervisor or manager, the classic to the character style, pathological narcissist, is highly averse to criticism. Negative feedback, even when reasonable or justified, threatens their fragile sense of idealized self and risk triggering narcissistic injury. Basically, what that means is that if you have negative feedback, or even if the negative feedback, and it may not be negative, it may be just justified, and it may be reasonable. Maybe that the narcissistic manager or supervisor, the idea was not a good idea. And maybe you say, hey, I think that's a very bad idea. That threatens them, because only they are supposed to have the ideas of success. When you come across, even if their idea is stupid, it's not going to work, it's a dumb move, and you tell them that's a dumb move and it's not going to work, you just threaten them. You just threaten their behavior. They're going to do everything they can to make you look bad. They're going to come against you, and they're going to do everything they can to shut you down. Number 9, they have a superior-inferior orientation. Many narcissistic managers are unable to relate to individuals as equals. They're always going to make you feel like, I'm your supervisor, you're nothing. You are just dispensable. I can get rid of you and get somebody else. They're always going to have that superior versus inferior posture to get what they want. They lack the empathy and humanity to treat people simply as equitable human beings. Number 10, negative and toxic emotions. Most narcissistic bosses enjoy spreading and arousing negative emotions to gain attention, feel powerful, keep you insecure and off balances. They may throw a temper tantrum if you disagree with their views or fail to meet their expectations. They are quick to judge, criticize, and ridicule. So, in the workplace, we have a lot of that going on now in the workplace all over the country, where we have narcissistic bosses, we have narcissistic managers, department heads, regional directors, that are just straight narcissists, and they don't care. They treat you, most people I hear on the jobs now, people treat you any kind of way on the job. They don't care. There is no more thing as loyalty on a job anymore. Most people stay on a job 3 to 5 years and they move on. There's no such thing as loyalty anymore, because people have not learned that if you really want people to stay and keep good people, you got to pay them well, you got to treat them well, treat them with respect. And put your comments in the section and tell me. I want to hear some of your stories about some of your supervisors and managers out there that kind of treat people any kind of way, and you, after hearing this, that you realize you're working for a narcissistic manager or a supervisor. Till we meet again, that's the bottom line, because Uncle T said so.